Hi, I'm Kenzie. Welcome back to my podcast. If you are just joining, welcome. Today we will be talking about my fourth Little Bear VHS, Family Tales. This VHS includes Pudding Hill, Father's Flying Flapjacks, Little Bear in the Wind, and Dr. Little Bear. First, let's talk about Pudding Hill. This episode starts out with Little Bear packing his backpack for a trip. After putting it on, he was ready to go. So was Father Bear. The thing was, they needed their hats. After Mother Bear kissed them and said goodbye, they were off. They went as far as the road took them. Little Bear saw a turtle. Then he tried to swat a fly, but ended up swatting Father Bear instead. Father Bear told him he must be gentle with nature, and with him. The scene transitions to Little Bear and Father Bear looking at a sign with an arrow pointing up. They followed it all the way up. Then they each found sticks to use as walking sticks. Then Father Bear stepped on a crack. Little Bear told him he must be gentle with nature. Then he and Father Bear came upon a river. Father Bear said that he and Little Bear would just have to cross it. Little Bear didn't see a bridge, so they waited for a riverboat. That's when they had an idea. Father Bear pretended to be a riverboat, and Little Bear got on him. Father Bear swam, and then, land ho! After getting off of the pretend riverboat, Little Bear bumped into Moose. Father Bear asked if he and Little Bear could pass through. Moose didn't mind at all. They just had to walk under him because he was not going anywhere. So Little Bear and Father Bear walked under Moose, and off they went. Little Bear was getting a little tired. He thought he and Father Bear were climbing a great big mountain. Father Bear assured him it could be just a hill. Little Bear called it Sky Mountain because that's how high it goes. They seemed as high in the sky as the birds. Then Little Bear saw the top. He raced Father Bear. Of course, Father Bear just watched him have fun. Little Bear couldn't believe he was at the top of Sky Mountain. Then a beaver-like creature told him he was at the top of Pudding Hill. Little Bear thought it was Sky Mountain. Another beaver-like creature told him he could call it Sky Mountain if he wanted to, but Pudding Hill was nice too. Then they invited him to show him some real mountains. As Father Bear rested, Little Bear went with the beaver-like creatures. The mountains were huge. Little Bear came back just in time to see Father Bear setting up a campfire. He told him everything about the mountains and the fact that he liked Pudding Hill. Father Bear did too. The scene transitions to Father Bear, Little Bear, and the beaver-like creatures roasting and eating marshmallows. Then Father Bear played a song on the harmonica and everyone danced. As the campfire went out, Little Bear and Father Bear said goodnight to the beaver-like creatures. The scene transitions to Little Bear and Father Bear in their sleeping bags and looking at the stars. Little Bear said that someday he'll climb all kinds of mountains. Then the stars made a constellation of mountains. And that's how the episode ends. Now let's talk about the episode as a whole. I feel like this episode was a fun episode because it showed a father and son moment, you know? Now the reason I say beaver-like creatures is because I didn't know what the creatures were. They looked like beavers, yet they looked like woodchucks. It's hard to tell. I love animals, but I'm not an expert on some of them. Still, seeing Little Bear and Father Bear going on an adventure together is a must-see. All in all, it's a good episode. Now let's talk about Father's Flying Flapjacks. Try saying that 3 times fast. Anyway, this episode starts out with Little Bear opening the door to Mother Bear and Father Bear's bedroom. They were sound asleep until Little Bear woke Father Bear up. He reminded him about the surprise. They tried their best to not wake Mother Bear up. They succeeded. That means she'll be very surprised. Father Bear wondered what he and Little Bear should make for Mother Bear this morning. Not muffins, or waffles, or flapjacks. Well, yes, flapjacks, but special flapjacks. Father Bear's famous flying flapjacks. So Father Bear was the big chef, and Little Bear was the little chef, and they got right down to work. First, they put in the flour. Little Bear sneezed. They put in more flour, the baking powder, and the milk. Then they added in the eggs. Father Bear did a special trick when cracking an egg. It was all in the wrist. Little Bear did the same, sort of. A few eggshells in the batter wouldn't hurt after all. Then Little Bear stirred it up while Father Bear set the griddle. After Little Bear finished stirring, he went outside to get some flowers. He picked 4 flowers. One of them had some good little bugs on them. No stingers, no thorns. As Little Bear went back inside to place the flower arrangement on the table, Father Bear showed Little Bear the flapjacks. He saw some bubbles. Father Bear said they must bubble just right and then he would flip them. Little Bear even got a chance to flip one. Then he got the platter ready for landing. He and Father Bear counted to 3. Then the flapjacks were flying onto the plate. Perfect landing. They were having fun. One accidentally didn't land exactly on the plate, though. It landed on the table. Mother Bear entered the scene and wondered if rockets were taking off in her kitchen. Little Bear showed Mother Bear the surprise he and Father Bear made for her. Father Bear offered her some coffee. Then Little Bear told them to sit down because the flapjacks were ready and hot. Mother Bear loved the flower arrangement. Little Bear even showed her the bugs. Mother Bear and Father Bear were surprised yet confused. It turned out the bugs were not in the flowers anymore. They went to the flapjack on the table. Father Bear put the flapjacks with the bugs on the plate and put them outside. Mother Bear said that he and Little Bear were both very smart to make an extra flapjack just for the bugs. She was surprised and delighted. They proposed a toast, clinked their glasses together, and ate the flapjacks. Little Bear loved them. And that's how the episode ends. Now let's talk about the episode as a whole. I feel like this episode was also a fun episode because, again, it showed a father and son moment. This time they made flapjacks. I love making flapjacks for breakfast. My favorite parts are the flipping and the maple syrup. The little bugs I thought were an interesting addition to the episode. I mean, I would be surprised to see bugs on the table too. But Little Bear is Little Bear. Give him a break. He didn't know. All in all, it's a good episode. Now let's talk about Little Bear and the wind. This episode starts out at night with a big, nasty, and windy storm. Little Bear tried his best to stay asleep, but all the noises were frightening him. He went to see Mother Bear for comfort, but she wasn't in her bed. She was actually sitting in the rocking chair. Little Bear told her that something was outside the window. Mother Bear assured him it's just the noisy wind. Little Bear asked why Mother Bear was up. She said she just couldn't sleep. They wished Father Bear was with them. Little Bear wondered when Father Bear would come home. Mother Bear said soon. It turned out Father Bear was really far away out on a fishing boat. He wasn't scared of the wind, and Little Bear didn't have to be either. Mother Bear explained that it was just the wind blowing in from the north. She then explained that the north wind is an angry wind. He has a very bad temper, and you never know what he's going to do. Why is he so angry? He just is. Then Mother Bear asked Little Bear if he knew that Father Bear and the wind knew each other. They have met many times. The Mother Bear told Little Bear a story about Father Bear and the wind. It was a stormy night just like this one, and Father Bear was out fishing. The north wind blew and blew. Then Father Bear spotted another boat which was in trouble. The wind was so strong and the waves were so high. The first mate and the captain noticed the boat that Father Bear was on, and he was coming to save them. Father Bear was very brave. The captain and the first mate made it onto Father Bear's boat just in time. They thanked him for saving them from the terrible wind. The north wind was very angry with Father Bear. He blew the cold out of north. Father Bear asked the wind why he blows so cold. The north wind explained that this was his ocean and these were his seas. Father Bear said that the ocean belongs to us all. Then the north wind took a huge breath and blew himself out. Little Bear thought if Father Bear wasn't scared of the mean old wind, then neither was he. Mother Bear thought that was very brave of him. Then she asked Little Bear for some hot chocolate. Little Bear said yes. Before he had hot chocolate, he went to the window and told the wind to blow away, and the fact that he was not afraid of it. Then the wind calmed down, and Little Bear blew on his hot chocolate to make it cooler. And that's how the episode ends. Now let's talk about the episode as a whole. I feel like this episode made me realize that there is nothing to be afraid of when it comes to storms, because the storms can't get us inside. Hearing a story about Father Bear and the wind helped me to understand that you can be brave. The north wind really is an angry wind, but we have nothing to worry about. All in all, it's a good episode. Now let's talk about Dr. Little Bear. This episode starts out with Mother Bear sneezing while she was taking in the laundry. Little Bear let her in. He asked if she would like to play a game, but she couldn't play because she caught a chill. So Little Bear made Mother Bear go to bed because her health comes first. Little Bear made Mother Bear comfortable and asked her to open her mouth and say, "Ah." Just as he thought, Mother Bear had a chill. Little Bear gave Mother Bear a scarf and mittens to keep her warm, some water to drink, and then he took her temperature. Little Bear said that the thermometer said that she must stay in bed until she's better. He decided to help Mother Bear by keeping himself busy by hanging the laundry. As Little Bear hung some laundry, a knock on the door is heard. It was Duck. She said that the rain has filled up the pond, and asked if Little Bear would like to come down and splash with her. Little Bear said no. Then Duck asked why she and Little Bear were whispering. Little Bear explained that Mother Bear wasn't feeling well. The door closed and Little Bear continued his work. Then he noticed his fishing pole. It accidentally hooked him. That had to hurt, but Little Bear was okay. Then Little Bear checked Mother Bear's heart. Mother Bear asked if there was any sign of improvement. Little Bear said it was too soon to say. Then he went back to work. He used the fishing line to hang some clothes. A knock on the door is heard again. It was Hen and Duck. Hen asked if Mother Bear was sick. Little Bear said yes. He went back to work. Then some scratching on the door was heard. It was Cat and Hen and Duck. Cat asked if Mother Bear was sick. Little Bear said yes. He went back to work. Then he noticed that water was all over the floor. He mopped it up, put the water in the bucket, and threw it outside. The thing was, he didn't see Owl along with Cat, Hen, and Duck. Owl got splashed with water. He then asked how Mother Bear was. Little Bear said she was very, very sick. There was not much more he could do, but he was not giving up. As the door closes, Little Bear showed Mother Bear that it stopped raining. So Mother Bear got up because she looked fine to Little Bear. She and Little Bear went out of her bedroom, and Mother Bear was delighted by what a great job Little Bear did. Then Little Bear went outside to tell his friends he cured Mother Bear, and they went to play. And that's how the episode ends. Now let's talk about the episode as a whole. I feel like this episode was an interesting one. I mean, I've never seen Little Bear do chores before. He's only 6 years old, as it says on Wikipedia. Still, it was very nice of him to help Mother Bear. Also, when Little Bear told his friends that Mother Bear was very, very sick, it made me wonder if he was lying to them. I mean, a chill doesn't make you very, very sick. I think what the writers were trying to do is make Little Bear worried about Mother Bear by saying she was very, very sick. I mean, he's never seen her sick before, so it makes sense. It's scary to see someone you love be sick, especially if it's just a chill. All in all, it's a sweet episode. So yeah, that's Family Tales. If you would like to play again, just go back to the beginning of this episode. See you next time. Bye!